Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing the spring cleaning book tag. I thought it would be a lot of fun to segue into the spring season by doing a spring related book tag. I will definitely put the book blog where I found these prompts down in the description box below. But before we go ahead and get on into the tag, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Throw a little support my way. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, sometimes other days throughout the week. Prompt 1 is getting started, a book series that you've been wanting to read, and I have a million answers to this prompt. They are all on my shelves back here, but I think I'm going to go with the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake because I was in the bookstore the other day and I saw that the third book has been out, and I picked this one up on a whim and still haven't read it. But as far as I know, it is a fantasy, dark academia type story, and I don't believe that I've read a lot of those, so it just kind of speaks to me. But in this book, we are following a world where every 10 years, 6 of the most talented magicians are eligible to become part of the society known as the Alexandrian Society, and it is one of the most secret prestigious societies in the whole world. We're following 6 recruits. They all have their own reason for accepting the invitation into the Alexandrian Society, but from my inference, there is things that they're going to have to do to get into the society, and it's going to involve betrayals and becoming friends with your enemies as they all try to fight tooth and nail for this spot in the society. I would love to get to this book this year to see if Olivia Blake is an author for me and if I do want to continue it. So if you've read the Atlas 6, let me know in the comments how you liked it. Prompt 2 is cleaning, organizing the closet. What is the best way to organize your bookshelves? And in my personal opinion, however you want to. So I organize my shelves as much as I can alphabetically, and I like to keep series together. So if I have to move some books around that don't necessarily fit alphabetically, I do so to make the series fit together as much as possible. That is just how I like to find books by the author last name. However, how you organize your books is completely up to you. Prompt 3 is getting rid of unnecessary things. What is a book or series that you're going to be getting rid of? I do have a small unhaul pile going right now, but I don't have that many books in it. And one of them is The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. I read this book last year and wasn't really a fan of it. It was more of a family drama than thriller, in my opinion. There was nothing scary or creepy or atmospheric about it, and it involved cult-like elements, which is not something that I am a fan of. In fact, I'm very turned off by it. And this book was just weird. I think it was just not a thriller, it's just weird. And honestly, I really don't plan on reading any more books by this author just because of how much I dislike The Family Upstairs. I do have a full review of this book, so I will link that up in the cards if you're interested in hearing more of my thoughts on this book. Prompt 4 is getting some air, your favorite lighthearted read, and this was really hard for me to answer because I really like plot-driven books and I read a lot of fantasy and sci-fi, and those are usually not lighthearted reads. So I think I'm going to go with Jane Austen. So I've only read 2 Jane Austen books. I have read Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice. And the reason I'm going with Jane Austen is because at the end of the day, those books are incredibly wholesome. They're all about relationships, and they are just, there's no violence in them. There's no profanity in them. There's no explicit sex in them. They are just all about the society and the inner workings of human interactions during that time period in that part of the world. And if we're looking at Pride and Prejudice, I just love how the characters thought one way about each other when they first met each other and then got to know each other and, kind of had to check their prejudices. And then Sense and Sensibility was hilarious. Jane Austen knows how to throw in this dry humor, and there were times when I actually laughed out loud, and I just don't recall Jane Austen being a funny writer. And then I read that, I'm like, she's got such a good sense of humor. So I feel like you can't go wrong with any Jane Austen book if you're looking to cleanse your palate from that, heavier literature. Prompt 5 is clean out the kitchen cupboard. What is a food themed book? And I've had this question a couple times on different tags, and I must not read anything that has to do with food because I have no books that are related to cooking or being a chef. I mean, unless it's a cookbook, I have plenty of those. But this one I can't answer. Prompt 6 is dust the shelves. What is the 5th book on your shelf? And my shelf starts way up there. And like I said, I do alphabetical, so it's going to start with A. Most likely it's going to be Abercrombie. So let me grab it real quick. Okay, so the fifth book on my shelf is Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, which is the second book in the first little trilogy and was definitely my favorite book out of the entire trilogy, so I'm glad that I grabbed this one. I do have a Joe Abercrombie book review playlist where I've reviewed all the books that I've read by him, so I will link that up in the cards if you guys are interested in delving more into Abercrombie. Prompt number 4 is Wishing for the End, a book series or new book release that you are looking forward to in 2024. And you guys, it is almost April, and I have no idea what books are being released in 2024. I have not been reading as much as I normally do. I have not been involved in the booktube or book community in a couple of months, and I have no clue what's being released this year or what has been released. Absolutely no clue. So I did a quick search when I was doing research for this tag, and I found out that James S. A. Corey is going to be publishing a new book. So James S. A. Corey is the author duo of the Expanse series, of which I think I'm on book 5 or 6. I would like to continue reading that series this year, but I am super excited to see that they are starting a new series. So this is a new series, a new sci-fi series by them, and the first book is called The Mercy of Gods, and it is scheduled to be released in August. In this new book, we are following something that's described as part empire, part hive, called the Carinx, I think is how it's pronounced. And they have spent generations traveling across the different galaxies and enslaving different species across these galaxies. But one day, a new threat rises up, and the people or the species of the Carinx realizes that the only hope to defeating this threat might lie in humans. So what they do is they land on a planet that is populated by humans, and they take all of these humans captive. But it's not just any humans that they take, it is the best and brightest humans, including a scientist named Daphid. So Daphid and all of these humans are dropped into the middle of this power struggle that they don't even understand, and they have to fight to survive, as well as learn the Carinx and understand them to see if they can be manipulated so that Daphid and these humans can escape and defeat both threats that are facing them, both the Carinx and the threat that is trying to destroy the Carinx. And the humans are trying to figure out the best way to survive and to essentially win for themselves and their species. So it sounds like a very intricate plot. It sounds like a very, very intricately created world, and I'm just super excited to have a new series by them. And hopefully, maybe I can finish the Expanse series by August. I doubt it, but we'll see. That would be really cool if I could have that done and then start on their new series. And the last prompt is long but satisfying. What is the longest book series that you've read? And to be honest, I think it's Harry Potter. I was thinking about this and I'm like, Harry Potter has 7 books, and I think that is the longest series that I've read. I am not done with Wheel of Time. I still am undecided if I'm going to ever finish Wheel of Time because, quite frankly, I really don't like it all that much. And I think I'm on book 6 or 7 of Wheel of Time, but because I didn't finish it, I'm not going to include it. So I'm just going to go with Harry Potter. Okay, you guys, that is it for the spring cleaning book tag. Let me know in the comments some of your answers to these prompts, and I will see you all in another video soon. Bye.